With the New York City skyline in the near distance, we bring you the coverage here from inside MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, getting ready for a great showdown here in the 2021 non-public B state final between the Red Bank Catholic Casey's 10-1 on the season and the Depaul Catholic Spartans 9-2. Hello everyone, I'm Dan Long. So glad that you could join us here from inside MetLife Stadium, as this is the matchup that we've been waiting for this season. These two teams have risen to the top all season long. They were expected to be the ones to meet for this championship round, and we get that matchup here today as Depaul Catholic, a team that has fought in the upper weight classes this season, taking on now Red Bank, been one of the top teams from down in the shore all season long. This is going to be one that they have been waiting for all season. Both teams now also meeting for the first time in history, locking horns for the first time here in non-public B. This is the first year that they have reduced what was 4 different non-public groups now down to 2. Non-public A and here non-public B in the smaller size schools for each of these different non-public private schools. Now this is the smaller designation. Red Bank Catholic, champions of non-public 3 a couple of years ago here at MetLife, taking on the team that has really dominated in the smaller school ranks over the years. This is Depaul Catholic. They are now making their 5th championship appearance. They have won 5 championships in the last 8 seasons, 3 at non-public 3, 2 at non-public group 2. They're competing here against Red Bank Catholic as the captains meet at midfield prior to today's game for the coin toss. Depaul is going to be in their home green with the white pants. Red Bank Catholic with the gold pants, gold helmets, and the white tops. So Depaul Catholic won the coin toss. And we are moments away from the start of today's game. Today's broadcast being presented by Rothman Orthopedics, providing world-class in-network care in 12 New Jersey locations. Visit RothmanOrtho.com. As I mentioned, Depaul Catholic, despite being a non-public B team, they've played a lot of their schedule against teams that played in non-public A, playing the bigger schools, playing the power schools that are synonymous with the top rankings in the state. Depaul Catholic coming in number 4 in our NJ.com top 20. Red Bank Catholic number 9. So this is going to be our first top 10 showdown here at MetLife Stadium this weekend. As again, Depaul Catholic is getting ready to go, as this will be the first state championship game coached by Nick Campanelli. Mike Lang on the other sideline for Red Bank Catholic as we get to the playing of the national anthem before kickoff. Stadium before this one. This was the one anticipated for number 1, day number 1 here at MetLife. We'll have the non-public A championship played tomorrow as game number 2 of those 2 games. That one certainly has the attention of everyone as well in the state. So a number 4 versus number 9 showdown here under the bright lights at MetLife Stadium. Red Bank Catholic coming into this game 10-1 on the year. Their only loss coming near the end of the regular season against Donovan Catholic, 28-7. Since then, they have taken care of business throughout these playoffs, defeating Morris Catholic 58-34 and defeating St. Joe's Academy 21-10 in the last round. As there's a look at the Casey's in their gold and green, getting ready to get underway here at MetLife, a place that has treated them very nicely in the past. They are 2-0 here at MetLife Stadium, having won 2 state titles against Depaul and Modern Day Prep in their football history. And Depaul Catholic on the other sideline, 9-2 on the season. Their lone setbacks against Don Bosco Prep and St. Peter's Prep. They have taken down the likes of Seton Hall Prep, St. Joe's this season, 2 teams that were in the non-public A state playoffs. They are blessed with one of the best defenses in all of New Jersey. That's going to be the problem for Red Bank Catholic. How can they solve that defense of Depaul? Depaul, maybe in recent years, known more for their high-flying, high-scoring offense. It's their defense that have carried them through this season in a way here that has Depaul lined up for a 10th possible win of the year and another state title. 40 degrees at kickoff as we're about to get underway. Dan Long, so glad that he could join us here on NJ.com. Brendan Smith about to do the honors, kicking off for Depaul. And we are underway from the 2021 non-public B final, as Red Bank Catholic will take it in from around their own 20-yard line. And here come the Casey's now with it after that return on the play. Red Bank Catholic's offense, a high-scoring bunch, 34.5 points a game this season for the Casey's. And they are led by the inspirational leader in Alex Brown, the QB, number 8. Brown, who was committed to play at Bucknell, the 6'3", 200-pound senior who used to be the quarterback at Modern Day Prep, obviously has garnered the headlines for his inspirational story. His mother passed away just before their first playoff game after battling cancer, and he has been sensational in the postseason. Depaul Catholic making that play, limiting a gain of only 1 on the first carry of the night. As the Casey's are going to be trying to establish that run game, Sabino Portella, number 24, got the first handoff. Portella leads the team with 791 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns on the season. There's a look at Alex Brown, the Bucknell commit. Again, an inspirational story. Went to Instagram, posted his story, was honoring his tribute to his mother, who fought bravely against cancer, and even got a post and a comment from Tom Brady in support of him and his story. Rush over to the near side. There's a positive run there by Portella. Is pushed out of bounds. Enough for a first down on the play for the Shore Conference Power. Portella, who was a finalist also last season in the 170-pound weight class in New Jersey High School Wrestling, showing off the wheels of the power to the near side. But a good kick-out block to the near side, out past the 40-yard line down to the RBC 41. Opening drive of the game for both teams. First offensive possession for Red Bank Catholic, trying to go up against this very stingy defense for Depaul Catholic. As this will be a quarterback keeper for Brown across to the near side. Brown actually played here at MetLife Stadium a couple seasons ago when they had lost to Red Bank Catholic. He was the quarterback for Modern Day Prep. Modern Day had given up their football program getting into this season. He transfers to Red Bank Catholic and has fit in beautifully. Has thrown for close to 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, also 455 rushing yards and 9 scores. Second down and 5. Brown harassed. He'll tuck it down and run again past midfield, and he gets it all the way inside to Paul's 45 down to the Spartan 44. Alex Brown, who this postseason has accounted for 10 total touchdowns on offense. He made that defender jump right in front of him, as Patrick Kiefer, the linebacker, was coming in untouched. Got past Kiefer and got enough for another first down for Red Bank Catholic. Opening drive of the night, coming up on 2 minutes gone by. First down and 10 now for Red Bank Catholic at the Depaul Catholic 44. Brown, play action, throws across the middle, completes that pass down the middle of the field. That's number 14, Alex Bauman. Bauman, the 6'4", 245-pound senior tight end, who leads the team with touchdown catches with 6 on the year. He's going to be a big threat down the middle of the field. Bauman, who has offers from Notre Dame, Stanford, Vanderbilt, West Virginia, and Rutgers, just to name a few. There's big number 14 in the middle of your screen. Great opening drive so far for Red Bank Catholic. 1st and 10 at the Depaul 34. Brown looks to go deep, has a man in space. Good coverage there, double coverage by Depaul Catholic. Stride for stride, Edward Connerin, the Central Michigan commit, doing a good job of defending down the field against Emmanuel Ross, number 18. His DePaul defense has allowed only 80 total points on the season. As we take a look again at that blanket coverage. Brown let it fire. Just a little too long there, as Ross tried to make the one-handed grab. 2nd down and 10. And off to the far side. Red Bank Catholic chopped down though. Minimal gain. A gain of 1 on 2nd down. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 as Connerin again making the play there as he came up to take out Portella. Connerin, the Central Michigan commit, leads the team with 3 interceptions on the year. Also has chipped in 44 tackles. 3rd down and 9 now for Red Bank Catholic, just outside the DePaul Catholic red zone. Opening drive of the game. 3rd and 9 to the DePaul 33. Brown back to pass, clean pocket across the middle, has a man in stride, down inside the 5-yard line. He'll saunter his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Bank Catholic. Najee Rahman with his 4th reception for a touchdown this season, and Red Bank Catholic marches their way down the field and put up early points against this great DePaul defense. Jake Jacobson, number 37, the senior, about to tee this one up. Snap the hole, the kick is up, and the kick is good. With 8:59 remaining here in the first quarter of play, it's this touchdown on a 3rd and long play. Brown firing another touchdown here in the postseason, getting into Najee Rahman, who maneuvered his way into the end zone for the score for Alex Brown. That is his 22nd touchdown pass of the season. And for the 4th time, he is connected with number 13, Rahman. The junior scoring the touchdown. RBC, the chants being emanated right underneath us from a large contingent of Red Bank Catholic Casey fans who have made the trip up north here at MetLife Stadium. There's a lot of green in the crowd for both sides, as both teams have green as their primary color, but the green and gold off to the hot start. There's the whiteout crowd for DePaul Catholics fans. The student section for DePaul Catholic coming out to support their side, and this is a rarity to see the DePaul defense surrender points early in a game or points at all. Again, they've only given up 80 points throughout this season through 11 games, allowing just over 7 points to contest, but they have been victimized for an early touchdown drive, and that continues the trend here. We have had touchdowns scored in the opening drive of a game in each of our 3 games. Teams are ready to go right off their buses, as Red Bank Catholic about to kick it away here as part of the non-public B state championship. And that time, good coverage as DePaul only able to return it out to around their own 25-yard line, as Red Bank Catholic and David Bruden making the tackle on special teams. He's one to watch on defense as well. He's the leading tackler for this Casey's defense that comes onto the field for the first time, allowing 11.7 points per game, and they're taking on a DePaul Catholic team offensively led by A.J. Rodriguez, number 14, the 6'1", 197-pound senior quarterback, going for 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the year. It'll be a handoff and bouncing it to the far side. Here comes DePaul Catholic, already a big gainer on the first play from scrimmage. Tyler Brown, number 22, getting that handoff. That's good enough already for a first down. Brown, the 5'10", 185-pound senior, bounced it to the far right side. Good blocking down the field as well in front of him. Brown with 502 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns on the season. And we'll also see a running back by committee as Jaden Johnson also is coming to the game, number 24. Here's Johnson, shot out of a cannon right down the middle of the field, maintaining his balance, and quickly, in 2 plays, Depaul Catholic crosses midfield and into Red Bank Catholic territory. Jaden Johnson is an impressive-looking sophomore, 5'8", 160 pounds. He has really started to come on here in the postseason after being a dangerous return man throughout the season. Johnson in the postseason, 170 rushing yards and 2 scores. A couple of big gainers on the ground for the Spartans early on. Again, this is not the same level of the offensive explosive Depaul teams of the past, but with their absolute staunch defense, this offense doesn't make that many mistakes, and they just pound you into submission. Rodriguez trying to tuck it down and run, spins away from the first man, tries to get the pass off in time, and they're going to rule that pass incomplete on the play. Richard Takakchi is our referee here tonight for this non-public B final. If you're just joining us, Red Bank Catholic marched down the field in their first offensive possession, scored a touchdown to take a 7-0 lead. It's the first time that Depaul is touching the ball on offense already in Red Bank Catholic territory. 2nd down and 10 for the Spartans at the Red Bank Catholic 44-yard line. 7:38 remaining here in our first quarter of action. With a motion man, fake handoff was to Johnson. No, they do hand it off to Johnson as he went backwards and then did a good job of gaining the edge and the angle on the far side to gain something when it looked like he might have been knocked in the backfield initially for a loss of 3 or 4 in the play. Here's kind of that jet sweep again. Bauman got the first initial piece of him, couldn't bring him down for the tackle for a loss, and Johnson makes something out of nothing. He will still bring up 3rd down and 9 after a hard-earned 1 yard on that run by Jaden Johnson. Red Bank Catholic's defense trying to make a stop here. They're allowing 22 points a game during the postseason. Trying to line up here. Depaul much more well-known for their passing exploits. We'll see where Rodriguez goes with it. Goes with a jump ball down the far side, lofted down the field, full extension and incomplete. They tried to go for the freshman, Desi Jones, the 5'11", 185-pound freshman who has made 25 catches this season. Just a little too far for number 13 in green, and the opening drive, despite a couple of first downs, ends in a punting situation here for Depaul Catholic. Zachary Zambardi, number 18, the senior, will punt things away. No rush here for Red Bank Catholic. Shorter kick, though, will take a nice Depaul Catholic bounce. It'll meander its way slowly inside the 10-yard line, come to a halt at the Red Bank Catholic 5-yard line. So Zambardi does his job. He pins Red Bank Catholic inside their own 10 down to the 5-yard line, and the Casey's will come back on offense here for the second time in this first quarter, leading Depaul Catholic by a score of 7-0. 6.5 minutes left to go in our first quarter of play. Red Bank Catholic trying to win an 8th state title in school history. They've won 3 in the NJSI-AA era, 1976, 2014, and 2018. Trying to knock off one of the northern powers in Depaul Catholic here tonight. Good run there on 1st down to the far left side. As that time, it's Torrin Harmon getting the handoff, the 5'10", 195-pound junior, who has run for just over 557 yards now on the season. Again, this drive originating at the 5-yard line. Pick up a 4 yards on 1st down. 2nd down and 6. Alex Brown already has thrown a touchdown in this state final. It's a handoff again for Red Bank Catholic, and that'll set up a 3rd down and 1 upcoming for the Casey's. We're averaging just under 40 points a game during the postseason. In the low-scoring game last week, they were held to 21 points, still had enough to outlast St. Joe's Academy. And there's a play blown up in the backfield on 3rd and short. Chris Chasia The senior linebacker blowing up that play on 3rd and short for Red Bank Catholic. Chasia, his 69th tackle of the season. No one blocked him as he just had the run blitz right up the middle. And Harmon never had a chance. Officials timeout on the field as it looks like the scoreboard might have gone out. As the scoreboard right now is out on both sides at the field level. I would have listed all the time and down and obviously how much time is left as the Depaul Catholic fans very excited with that defensive stand on 3rd down and short. They see themselves on the Jumbotrons. Seeing themselves on the big screen here at MetLife Stadium. A good night for football Friday night. 40 degrees at kickoff. It has been windy and cool all evening long. Even had in the previous game a couple of snowflakes make their way down here in the Meadowlands, but good conditions nonetheless as we crown our champions here today. So it looks like as they still have problems trying to get the scoreboard, as you can see there behind the sidelines, they're still trying to get that up and running. Be interesting if the referees just continue playing, try him on the field.
Johnson back to receive the punt.
So even at a grand stadium like this, someone unplugged something by mistake. And we'll try to figure out again when they get things back and running. We'll tell you how much time is left. We're here in the first quarter. Depaul bringing the punt block, and they block it out of the end zone for a safety. Jaden Lewis, number 45, came right through, blocked the kick easily into the back of the end zone. And that's how Depaul produces their first 2 points of this non-public B state final. It was a low snap. Red Bank Catholic was trying to get it away in time, and absolutely perfect special teams work there by Lewis. Did not contact the punter, got all of it with his hand, blocked it into the back of the end zone. And Depaul Catholic getting the 2 points on the board after Red Bank Catholic had taken a 7-0 lead. So the RBC defense did its job. They forced the punt from Depaul in their opening offensive drive. Depaul did a great job of pinning Red Bank Catholic deep in its own end, could not allow them to secure at least 1 first down on that drive. A 3rd down and short was blown up on the play by Chasia. Then punting out of its own end zone. A punt block by Jaden Lewis, and now Depaul is on the board, and the deficit is cut to within 5. 7-2, and now a free kick upcoming from Red Bank Catholic. Depaul Catholic is playing at MetLife Stadium for only the 2nd time in a state championship in school history. They lost to St. Joe's 26-17 here at MetLife in the 2016 non-public 3 state final. They have been calling Rutgers home for their entire run of state championships under Coach John McKenna, and now this year under new head coach Nick Campanelli, getting the chance to play closer to home here at MetLife. Free kick fielded from outside the 35-yard line. It's going to be outstanding field position for Depaul coming up now after that kickoff return. Just shy of midfield, and now Depaul Catholic coming back to work on offense. They picked up a couple of first downs in that opening drive, but eventually had to punt it away after Red Bank Catholic made stops. We'll see if Depaul tries to get it into the hands of number 11, Marshawn Ferguson. Ferguson has emerged as their standout wide receiver and has exploded in the postseason with 5 receiving touchdowns in 2 games. First down and 10 at the 47-yard line. Instead, it's going to be Rodriguez calling his own number past midfield into Red Bank Catholic territory. Gets upended on the play, but not before he picks up enough for a first down all the way to the RBC 40. A.J. Rodriguez, 423 rushing yards on the season, go along with 4 touchdowns. Can be a dual threat, and he's a great story himself, as that's a handoff to Tyler Brown. Rodriguez is a rarity nowadays in high school football, especially in the power teams. He is a senior quarterback playing in his first season here as the varsity starter. That is someone who decided to stick around, pay his dues, be a program guy, and it pays off now with a great senior season. Did not transfer, and it's paying off for the Spartans. Over to the near side, that time good run defense by Red Bank Catholic. Still a nice chunk of yardage there on first down for the Spartans. As Anthony Almeida getting that carry. Almeida really came on the scene in the first game of the season that we broadcast at Depaul when they took on New York Power Cardinal Hayes. Almeida had 3 touchdown catches in the game as a running back. 3rd down and 6 now for Depaul, with the ball spotted at the Red Bank Catholic 36-yard line. Line to get is the 30. Play action. Rodriguez rolls the pocket to the far side, dumps it off to the near side, but just overshoots his intended target in Almeida, and if he connected there, Almeida might have even run it in from that point for a touchdown. He had big boys blocking down the field in front of him. Plenty of green. Here's a missed opportunity as we take a look again at that last play. Rodriguez sold that one beautifully and then just lobs it down. You saw 3 different offensive linemen in that area to form a convoy. 4th down and 6, DePaul going for it. At the Red Bank Catholic 36-yard line, the wind picking up. Rodriguez, quarterback draw play to the far side, breaks the tackle, and in doing that, he got to the line of scrimmage that he needed, and he will pick up the first down. Bauman was so close to bringing him down from behind. Rodriguez would not be denied the line to get. He picks up a big conversion there for DePaul Catholic on first down. First down and 10 for the Spartans now at the Red Bank Catholic 29-yard line. Coming up on the final 3 minutes of the first quarter of play. Number 4, DePaul Catholic trailing number 9, Red Bank Catholic 7-2. Their lone point so far, just a safety on a block punt that went into the back of the end zone. As again, that's going to be a handoff to Tyler Brown. Sabina Portella making the tackle on defense. 53 tackles on the season for the junior safety. DePaul side scoring on average 24 points a game. Averaging 35 points a game during the postseason. Went 5-2 this season against non-public A opponents. Play action again by Rodriguez. He gets pressure this time, throws off his back foot behind his wide receiving target in Ferguson. That's the first time that we've called Marshawn Ferguson's name, as that was intended for him. Corbett Samini, number 21, made the play in space. Samini, the 5'9 senior defensive back, had an interception last week against St. Joe's Academy. 3rd down and 8 now for DePaul. They've kept this drive alive on a 4th down scramble by Rodriguez. He'll break his huddle. Looking for the first offensive points of the evening for DePaul Catholic. 9-2 on the season. Full-on blitz. Drop-off pass to the far side. What pursuit to the ball there by Red Bank Catholic. And that is going to short-circuit any 3rd down attempt there for a conversion. 4th down upcoming, and again, this might be 4th down territory for Nick Campanelli. Bauman in a little bit of pain there. Again, the big-time recruit. And a standout basketball player at Red Bank Catholic as well. 4th down and 8 for DePaul as we're coming up on the final minute of the first quarter. A weird and unique score on the board. 7-2, the lead for RBC. Depaul trying to keep this drive going with another fourth down conversion. 4th and 8. Clean pocket for Rodriguez. He's dancing around, sensing the pressure from behind. Didn't feel that one. A sack fumble. Recovered by Depaul, but it's going to be a turnover on downs regardless. And Red Bank Catholic's defense bends but does not break. As again, the pressure being brought up the middle. That time coming from that far side. That was great coverage down the field, and eventually the hit is put on by number 27, Christian Ugaba. Each yard the football free. Rodriguez and Depaul lost the fumble but recovered that possession eventually, and still it was turnover on downs. Red Bank Catholic was going to get it no matter what, as Red Bank Catholic stands tall on defense. So they surrendered one conversion on the 4th down, not a second time, and now Red Bank Catholic is going to get back onto the field on offense, as again, now it's going to be a timeout taken by the Casey's, as the scoreboard had been coming back into service around the stadium a couple of moments ago. It's 56 seconds now left to go here in the first quarter, with Red Bank Catholic leading 7-2. The Casey's marched down the field to their opening drive of the game, put up points, and took a lead of 7-0. Then after their second series ended in a 3-and-out, they were punting from their own end zone, and it was a punt block by Jaden Lewis into the back of the end zone and out of play that accounted for the 2 points for Depaul Catholic. Most recently on their ensuing offensive possession in a short field to work with, they just turned it over on downs in Red Bank Catholic territory. So they still trail by 5 in the waning moments of this first quarter of play. 56 seconds left to go in the first at MetLife. Fake handoff. Brown has that pass deflected and caught off the deflection by Bauman, the tight end, as he was camped out again, wide open in the middle of the field. Bauman only had 3 catches through 2 playoff games. You knew that he was going to be a bigger focal point of the offense coming into this championship, as he makes a nice play for 9 yards. Brown looking over to the near sideline to see what he's going to run. Flanked on either side by running backs. 2nd down and 1. Here's a handoff. Good job there, maneuvering out of that run blitzer's way. That was Portela. Sidestepped the defender who was coming right down the pike, as Portela gets enough for a Casey's first down on the play. As you see the wear and tear on that helmet, with the gold paint being chipped off and just leaving white behind, you can tell that he is no stranger to physical downhill running football. And that'll do it for the first 12 minutes of play after 1 quarter. It's Red Bank Catholic on top of Depaul Catholic 7-2. Stick around, as we'll be right back for the start of the second. Welcome back, everybody, inside MetLife Stadium, as we're moments away from the start of the second quarter of play. Red Bank Catholic leading Depaul Catholic 7-2 here on NJ.com. I'm Dan Long. So glad that you could join us for our exclusive broadcast coverage of all the regional and state championship games here at the home of the Jets and the Giants. Red Bank Catholic having a nice go of it through the first 12 minutes of play. Alex Brown, the man on your screen, already with 1 touchdown pass. First down and 10 to start this second quarter, as they hand it off to the near side and trying to push the pile, and Brown even trying his best to push the pile from behind to try to help his teammate out. Rajon Cooper getting the handoff, number 5, the 5'11", 205-pound senior, who, like Alex Brown, was a transfer into Red Bank Catholic from Mater Dei. As that offensive line trying to carve out some space in the trenches. We have yet to call the name of the outstanding defensive lineman, Quayer Price, yet for Depaul. And here comes Brown, and Brown is going to be brought down for a sack. Nevin Earl, number 15, the other defensive end who's been outstanding this season for Depaul, making now sack number 7.5 on the year. That'll push it back into Red Bank Catholic territory past midfield. 3rd down and 14 now for the Caseys. Brown getting pressured, will roll the pocket to the far side and throws it and nearly intercepted. Picked off with a couple of defenders on that far side blocking in front. That probably would have been a pick 6 for Depaul. But you could see at one hand the big club wrapped up on number 9, Quamar Howard's hands. How is he supposed to make a one-handed catch? Obviously he had an injured left hand. If he has 2 mitts, he's definitely making that pick. He tried. And again, he looks up quickly to the heavens and knows there's no chance I can make that pick. The club wrapped up in his left hand.
Dead ball. Ball start offense. 5 yards. 4th down.
So another penalty for Red Bank Catholic. That's going to move the Caseys further back as they are trying to punt this one away. They've had 1 punt already blocked here tonight. As Jake Jacobson, who's the extra point kicker and the field goal kicker, is also the punter here for Red Bank Catholic, standing back at his own 30. High snap. Jacobson just gets this one away, and this is going to be a shanked kick. It is a short kick that goes out of bounds on the near Red Bank Catholic sideline, and now we wait and see how much further that official will walk his way down, and finally he'll come to a 44-yard line. So again, Depaul Catholic making the plays on special teams so far here in the first half, leading to great field position for another offensive drive that is still in search of their first offensive touchdown of this game. 2 points, just a safety. 1st down and 10 for Depaul at their own 44-yard line. Here's a handoff to Brown to the near side, and Brown immediately knocked down after a gain of 1 out to the 45-yard line. David Bruden, the leading tackler in this team, the 6', 215-pound sophomore middle linebacker making the stop. He had 83 tackles coming into this game. A defense that allowed only 220 total yards of offense last week against St. Joe's Academy, formerly St. Joe's of Hamilton. Across the middle of the field, intercepted by Red Bank Catholic, reading the eyes of Rodriguez. Here's a big return down the far side, a late push out of bounds as well. Will there be another penalty tacked on? There was an interception by Sabino Portela. Right across the middle of the field, and the Red Bank Catholic faithful have a lot to cheer for as their defense has been brilliant so far here in the first half. Here again's the look. Passing across the middle, and that was a new quarterback, Patrick Grusser. Grusser, the 6'2 sophomore quarterback. The backup was in for that beginning of the series, and his first pass attempt ends as an interception. 1st down and 10 now for RBC at the Depaul 27. Trying to extend their 5-point lead as they go right into the pile and gain 1 yard on the ground. So Portela with his 2nd interception of the season. This Red Bank Catholic team not really known for their INTs. They only had 4 total coming in to this game on D, as they now try to establish themselves on the ground here. 2nd down and 9. Brown, who has a touchdown pass in this game to Rahman, accounting for the lone touchdown so far. Brown with a high snap. He's pressured again, and he's going to be brought down for a sack. Depaul getting in the backfield again. Matthew Huliev, number 20, making the sack in the play. Whistles sound, but the clock still is ticking its way down to the far side. Now it looks like the referee is going to signal for a stoppage of time.
We have a sideline warning. Defense.
So a sideline warning against Depaul Catholic. Next one would result in penalties. But again, there's that edge blitz from the secondary. Was not accounted for by the blockers up front for Red Bank Catholic. As Matthew Huliev coming in to make that play on second down, and once again forcing a 3rd and long for RBC. Nothing coming easily right now for both offenses. Red Bank Catholic just intercepted Grusser and Depaul Catholic. Can they make Depaul pay? 3rd down and long. Brown again. Can't scampers free. He's going to be stopped again. Another sack for this Depaul defense that came into this game with 30.5 sacks on the year. The flexing going on as once again Nevin Earl not to be denied. Earl operating on that near side, and eventually who else but number 5, now we could say it, the Rutgers commit, Quire Price, combining in to make that stop as it's 4th and 18 upcoming. Price, who came into this game with 27.5 career sacks, and this is just going to be a quick kick by Brown, and Red Bank Catholic will execute it perfectly. It'll roll its way down inside the Spartan 5, and Depaul Catholic will take over 1st down and 10 at their own 4. So the interception in their own side of the 50 doesn't come back to haunt Depaul. But Red Bank Catholic doing a good job of executing there, punting that one with a quick kick on 4th and 18 to flip the field and make Depaul get back on offense deep in its own end. And once again, it looks to be number 12, Patrick Grusser, the 6'2 sophomore quarterback, who just threw his first interception of the season in to run the offense. Grusser has thrown for 173 yards and a touchdown this year for Coach Nick Campanelli. So is Rodriguez hurt right now in the game as they just go to a different quarterback and they hand it off here to Tyler Brown, who gets some much needed breathing room for this offense for Depaul. Depaul, who have dominated non-public 3 really since St. Joe's Regional, have made their way up to now what is non-public A and what was non-public 4. Depaul having won 3 championships since 2015 at this group level. Hand off to the near side, and that time Red Bank Catholic doing a better job of corralling Almeida this time, but it's still going to be 3rd and 1 upcoming for Depaul. Depaul winning in 2019, 2017, and 2015. So if they follow that trends, then they're going to be celebrating at the end of this one, as they're loving winning in the odd number years. Red Bank Catholic won at this level in 2018 and 2014. Spartans looking for state title number 10 in program history. 3rd down and 1. Power football right up the middle by Brown, and Brown gets more than enough for a Spartan 1st down. As Depaul Catholic will move it out to their own 20-yard line. Trailing by 5, 7-2 as we're approaching the midway points of this second quarter of play. As Grusser gets the play call over from the far side. Nick Campanelli was the longtime offensive coordinator under John McKenna, taking over the head coaching duties for the first time in his professional career this year. Has led Depaul to a 9-2 mark. Brown over to the near side. Good job of slithering away from Bauman after Bauman again made the initial contact but not the tackle. Nick Campanelli's older brother will bring his number 1 ranked Crusaders of Bergen Catholic here to MetLife Stadium tomorrow afternoon to take on Dan Sabella's Don Bosco Prep Ironmen. One of the 2 teams that defeated Depaul Catholic this year in a 17-14 win in Ramsey. 2nd down and 7. Fake handoff. Quarterback draw play. Upended at around the 25-yard line. So Grusser showing off the legs there, just as Rodriguez had done. Again, this is the second series that we're seeing Grusser in the game running the offense for Depaul Catholic. Starting quarterback A.J. Rodriguez not in the game right now, was not in the game in the last series when Grusser threw the interception across the middle. 3rd down and 5 for Depaul at their own 25-yard line. Trailing by 5, 4:32 and counting. Left here in the first half. Grusser. Flushed out to the near side, incomplete on the play. Good coverage in the near side. Joe Diorio, number 22, the 6'4 senior, in on the coverage. And Depaul, after picking up a first down, will have to punt this one away deep in its own end. And good field position expected to be upcoming now for Red Bank Catholic. Kicked away. This is going to be a short one. It's going to get shanked and go out of bounds on the near sideline. Great field position upcoming now for Red Bank Catholic with 4:16 remaining here in the first half of play. And the Casey's on top by a 7-2 advantage. And now a penalty flag on the near side. And is this going to be a penalty or sideline warning? It looks like coming up against Red Bank Catholic.
Sideline warning. Receiving team. That's our
So both
first
teams
warning.
now with
No
a sideline warning apiece. Again, any more subsequent sideline penalties would actually result in penalty yardage being assessed against either team. So with a shanked kick that time, it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Red Bank Catholic, starting this drive in Depaul Catholic territory at the Spartan 40-yard line. 7-2 the lead for RBC. Brown warming his hands as you can see the wind on his long sleeve shirt. Hand off, reversing it over to the near side, trying to put the stiff arm down, and good job there of making something out of nothing is Portella. As we've seen with Jaden Johnson on the other side of the field for Depaul Catholic, he did something out of nothing, and these teams not wrapping up right behind the line of scrimmage so far in this first half. A cool and very windy night here in the Meadowlands. So glad that you could join us wherever you may be. 3:40 and counting in a fast-played first half. Brown giving off the last instructions and splitting out his wide receiver wide to the top of the screen. 2nd and 7. Portella, he's going to go for the halfback pass down the field. And is that broken up? It is. Red Bank Catholic desperately trying to call for pass interference. Trying to say that the defender never made a play on the ball. That halfback pass kind of got caught up in the wind. As we take another look, Portella extended that play to the far side. It just became a simple jump ball, and they might have a good case there. Looked like a little bit of contact down the field. Nair Domney in on the coverage there for Depaul, so no flag on the play. No pass interference. It's 3rd down and 7 instead. Red Bank Catholic trying not to waste great field position after the shank punt. Brown again scrambling, throwing over to the near side, and a couple more penalty flags. Three different penalty flags now draped all over the MetLife Stadium turf.
Legal man downfield. Offense.
So the penalty against Red Bank Catholic, will Depaul elect to decline it? It would set up 4th down and 7 if they decline the penalty and just take the down, or will they march the Casey's back and replay 3rd down and make it 3rd down and 12? They'll check in with head coach Nick Campanelli. There he is. Again, the first year as the head man on the sidelines for the Spartans. Campanelli, part of that rich family history of football here in New Jersey. A family that was featured in an article in the New York Times recently about the patriarch Mike Campanelli, and getting it all started as the head man back in the 90s at Paramus Catholic. Another son in the coaching ranks here in New Jersey. declines the penalty. Red Bank Catholic keeps the offense on the field. 4th and 7. Will they quick kick it again? And they will. This time it took a bit of a carom. Might have deflected off of somebody as well. Not as good a kick this time by Brown. It does do the job, though. It gets it inside the opposing 20. And Depaul Catholic will take over on offense here late in the first half of play. Still down by 5. Spartans offense being shut out so far here in the first half. The 2 points, courtesy of a punt block that went into the back of the end zone and out of the end zone for a safety. Red Bank Catholic scored in their opening drive of the night. Touchdown drive capped off with an Alex Brown pass to Najee Rahman. And that are lone points in a defensive slugfest, as we came to expect coming into tonight's game. Russer again in at quarterback. Handoff to the far side. Here's a big play down that far side. Weaving in and out all the way past the 45. Jaden Johnson. Johnson, this sophomore, who is just a big play waiting to happen. Biggest play from scrimmage so far in this first half for Depaul. Big block. Robert Terreros, the center, freed him up to the far side, and Johnson did the rest. Big play from scrimmage. 1st down and 10 for the Spartans. Near midfield now at their own 45. Here's Johnson again to the left side. That time he gets tripped up on the play. Michael Palmieri, the 5'10", 190-pound junior outside linebacker, making the stop. Number 4 in white now with 48 tackles on the season. There's Depaul Catholic being led by Patrick Russer. A.J. Rodriguez has not come back into this game. This is the 3rd offensive series being led by the sophomore quarterback. Russer with a handoff to the near side. Getting right to the NFL insignia near the midfield. As once again, it's Jaden Johnson with the carry, and it's going to be a timeout taken with a 3rd down and 5 upcoming here for Depaul Catholic. We'll take the timeout with them, with Red Bank Catholic on top of Depaul Catholic 7-2 here in the second quarter on NJ.com. After the timeout, 3rd down and 5 at midfield now for Depaul on this drive near the end of the first half. There's pressure on the far side. Grusser rolls to the near side, drops it off, and it's completed to the near side, but not close to the 1st down line to get. It'll be short. 4th down upcoming for the Spartans. The pass completed. They will get it past midfield back into RBC territory, but it looks like the punting unit will come onto the field with 2 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Nick Campanelli not rolling the dice here and trying to go for it. He's trying to play field position here based on how his defense has responded after allowing that initial touchdown to begin the game. 4th and 2. Getting away cleanly, no punt rush. That time again, it's shorter as that got caught up in the wind here at MetLife. It has been swirling all day long. As Zimbardi got that one away, and now Red Bank Catholic, with 1:53 at their disposal, 2 timeouts left, have time to maybe score here before the end of the half. Spots are up for grabs, fans, in NJ.com's final top 20 for 2021. Once these championship games are in the books, the season-ending poll will be revealed on Tuesday, December 7th. To see who claimed a coveted spot in the rankings, visit NJ.com/HS Sports as you take a look at that aforementioned wind. Meadowlands always has had the reputation of the swirling winds, especially with the old Giants Stadium. As Brown will take that quarterback run himself. Best run of the night for the senior QB. The Bucknell commit getting it out past the 40-yard line, enough for an RBC 1st down. Brown had 8 combined touchdowns in that opening playoff game against Morris Catholic. That was the one that he honored his mother's memory in and threw for 6 touchdowns, ran in 2 more. Has 1 touchdown pass today. He gets pressured again, and he's going to be brought down for another Depaul sack. Red Bank Catholic's offensive line getting overwhelmed here in the second quarter. John Viata, number 21, brought that pressure on the outside, and Brown could not maneuver his way out of it. That pressure down the field, combining in, and once again also getting a piece of it. Nevin Earl, what about that first half for number 15 in green? So after Brown had that big run for a first down, you're thinking Red Bank Catholic might be aggressive here and try to steal points at the end of the half. They're going to take a little more time off the clock here after that big loss in the play, and now they're going to try to run the ball. Instead of running north and south, they're running east and west, and they do get the benefit of having that clock run. As they said that Harmon stayed in bounds to the near side. If he had gone and out of bounds, that would have been as good as a free timeout for Depaul Catholic. Clock will stop as another timeout will be taken on defense now by Depaul, as based on how everything's been going and certainly how Red Bank Catholic has been having trouble on their punt unit. It's a wise move here for Coach Campanelli. Force them to use the timeout. Have Red Bank Catholic run another play. You'd probably think another timeout. DePaul having one timeout remaining here in the first half, and anything could happen with a punt. As we saw early on in this game, accounting for the 2 points on the punt block that went into the back and out of the end zone. That accounts for DePaul's lone 2 points of this first half. So you have to think that Red Bank Catholic is going to be trying to run the ball here or set up a safe screen pass to at least keep the clock going and force DePaul to use their third and final timeout of the half. 28 seconds now left to go. Third down and 19 for the Casey's, going backwards here from their own 33-yard line. Handoff to the far side. Nice run there up the middle of the field. Back to the original line marker. It'll be fourth down and 9, and DePaul will quickly use their third and final timeout with 20 seconds remaining. So DePaul now without any timeouts left. Today's broadcast presented by Rothman Orthopedics, the exclusive sponsor of NJ.com's New Jersey high school football coverage. A reminder, fans, that you could join us for our second day of coverage tomorrow, kicking off our first championship game in the North Group 2 Regional Championship at 11 a.m. It's going to be Caldwell taking on Jefferson. Caldwell trying to be the first team to finish unbeaten in their season. We saw an attempt made by Cranford in the game just prior to this one, the second game of this tripleheader today. They were upset and dominated, quite frankly, by Westmore Central in the North Group 3 Regional Championship. Cranford beaten for the first time this year, finishing 11-1. Caldwell's at 11-0. They will try to be unbeaten. And then in our second game, Bergen Catholic, Don Bosco Prep, BC trying to go for the state title and a perfect season as well. The number 4 ranked team in America. That'll be 2 p.m. tomorrow here at MetLife. So out of the timeout, here's the Max Protect coming on for the punting unit. One punt block already here tonight for DePaul. No opportunity there. Good job with no returner back for DePaul, as that'll just roll its way out of bounds to the near side. Still will be 12 seconds left to go here in the first half, and we'll see if DePaul will elect to just take a kneel down or if they're going to be trying to go for the downs here with one final Hail Mary attempt before halftime. Red Bank Catholic representing the Shore Conference. DePaul Catholic part of the Super Football Conference here in northern New Jersey. DePaul making their 29th playoff appearance in program history. 16th time they're playing in a state final, looking for another state crown. And that will be a simple kneel down by Patrick Russer. We'll see if A.J. Rodriguez will be healthy enough to get back into the game for Coach Campanelli. The senior quarterback left the game in that first half of play. The sophomore has taken over, and Red Bank Catholic will take a 5-point lead with them into halftime, as they lead DePaul Catholic by a score of 7-2 in this top 10 showdown here on NJ.com. We'll head to halftime. Come back with us to start the second half of play here as you're watching all the coverage on NJ.com. Welcome back, fans, inside MetLife Stadium as we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half in a low-scoring affair. Only 9 combined points in this 2021 non-public Group B state final. Red Bank Catholic enjoying a 7-2 advantage over DePaul Catholic in that first half of play. The Casey's scoring a touchdown in their opening drive of the game. As they march their way down the field here, you see the exploits of Alex Brown, inspirational leader to this side, and he made his way down the field and eventually found Bauman, one of his top targets, across the middle of the field. Just did it in a varied ways and eventually bought enough time to get linked up with Najee Rahman. Rahman for a 33-yard touchdown grab. That gave Red Bank Catholic a quick 7-0 lead. DePaul Catholic would try to respond as immediately the first play from scrimmage for the Spartans was an 11-yard run by Tyler Brown to the far side of the field. Now they started to get it into the hands of their playmaker back, the sophomore Jaden Johnson. Johnson had 33 yards rushing, and this accounts for the lone points of that first half for DePaul Catholic. A punt block out of the back of the end zone by Jaden Lewis got the Spartans 2 points. But A.J. Rodriguez had a good run up the middle. But the concern for DePaul Catholic, and they are faithful, we have not seen number 14 coming back into the game after that big hit there and a forced fumble. Red Bank Catholic's defense playing strong. There was a tip pass that was secured again by the tight end Bauman. But then Patrick Grusser came into the game, reading his eyes immediately and intercepting. That was Portella. As he returned it into DePaul territory, Red Bank Catholic could not do anything with that after securing the turnover. As it has been a low-scoring game, to say the least. 7-2 the lead for Red Bank Catholic, as again, both teams getting set for the resumption of play in the start of the second half. Been looking at some of the stats from the first half of play, courtesy of my buddy Joe Sedalis, one of the beat writers down the shore on NJ.com. Red Bank Catholic's Alex Brown, 7 rushing yards on the game and 7 carries, 52 passing yards, 3 of 6. Sabino Portella, 26 rushing yards. Doran Harmon, 10 yards. Rajan Cooper, 14 yards. Najee Rahman, obviously the one catch, his 33-yard touchdown catch. That's the longest of the game for either team. And Alex Bauman with 2 catches for 19 yards as Brown getting warmed up just before the start of the second half of play. On the other sideline for DePaul Catholic, they've been led by Jaden Johnson, 33 rushing yards. Tyler Brown also 53 yards on the ground. He has run to success, number 22, but the concern for Coach Campanelli, who's going to be the quarterback? Is it A.J. Rodriguez? Does he come back in the game? Was it an injury or just a coach's decision? Or is it going to be Patrick Grusser, the sophomore? Coming into this game, had attempted only 21 passes on the season, had thrown 1 touchdown, and now has thrown his first interception of the season. This is a team, DePaul Catholic, that prides itself on its defense. The defense has led the charge on the way to a 9-2 record and a ranking of number 4 in New Jersey. The defense has done their job outside of surrendering that opening touchdown drive. They have been solid. They have produced 3 sacks in that first half of play and have kept their team in the game despite their own offense sputtering in that first half. And Red Bank Catholic, you can't ask for anything more from your defense. You've done a solid job. You've been flipping the field. On offense, they need to convert as well, as DePaul has forced Red Bank Catholic into 6 punts in that first half, 1 of which got blocked, and that accounts for the 2-point safety in this game. First ever meeting between Red Bank Catholic and DePaul Catholic here in non-public B. Red Bank Catholic trying to remain perfect here at MetLife Stadium, going to 3-0. They've won state championships against Modern Day and Del Barton here at MetLife. DePaul playing in only their 2nd state final here at MetLife Stadium. They're 0-1, having lost to St. Joe's Regional back in the 2016 final. Number 4 versus number 9 here in this top 10 showdown. Dan Long, so glad that he could join us on NJ.com as we're about to kick off the start of the second half in our 3rd and final game of our first day of New Jersey State Championship coverage here from MetLife Stadium. We'll do 2 more games tomorrow, culminating in the 1 versus 2 showdown between Bergen Catholic and Don Bosco Prep. And then we'll just wait a week and do it all over again for 7 championship games over the course of 2 days next weekend at Rutgers. Jake Jacobson and Red Bank Catholic in their white, green, and gold, about to kick it away to DePaul Catholic in their green and whites. And again, there comes the winds here, wreaking havoc, blowing that one off the tee. We'll see if now a player's going to have to come on and try to help and hold as Red Bank Catholic getting ready to kick this one away. Red Bank Catholic having won 2 straight games on the season coming into this game. Depaul Catholic has won their last 4. Trying to finish off the first season for Nick Campanelli in style with a state championship. That would be state title number 10 in school history. As Red Bank Catholic kicks it away on a squib kick here. It'll be fielded around the Depaul Catholic 15-yard line. Good coverage there on special teams by RBC. Knocking down that advance up the field by the dangerous Jaden Johnson, who has a kickoff return for a touchdown earlier this season of 75 yards for the Spartans, so he is always so dangerous. You have to see if Coach Campanelli is going to be trying to get the ball into the hands of number 24 a little more often in the second half. He's got that game-breaker ability. Starting off to the right side of Grusser, the quarterback, who again is getting the beginning of this second half. We have not seen Rodriguez, the senior quarterback, back in for Depaul. Another good run to the right side of the line by Tyler Brown. Brown had 53 rushing yards in the first half. Brown, the leading rusher this season for Depaul, coming into this game, 502 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns. It's been running back by committee all season long, as you saw Nick Campanelli congratulate Brown on that big run of 9 yards in the first play of the second half. Second down and 1 for the Spartans. Grusser in the shotgun. Handoff is to Johnson. Johnson breaking it wide, trying to pick up that block on the edge, trying to get that corner. And he's thrown out of bounds on the far side. A physical finish to that run by the sophomore, who again is so strong in the open field. Good start to the second half for the Depaul offense that was so stagnant in the first half of play. As there is Johnson finding the hole, finding the edge. Good pickoff block there as Portella was trying to chase him down. And look at that physical finish to the run by number 24 in green. First down and 10 already. Depaul 2 plays there at midfield. And off to the near side, and that time a tackle for a loss of 2 on the play for Red Bank Catholic. Almeida, the third running back to touch the ball in this second half, got swallowed up there. Ashton Mejias, number 71, the big hulking defensive tackle, made the stop in the backfield. A loss of 1 officially on the play. Second down and 11. Moments into the start of the second half here at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Non-public B state final on the line here. Grusser pump fakes, throws across the middle. First connection of the night to number 11, Marshawn Ferguson. As Ferguson will pick up 10 on the play, setting up third down and 1 now for Depaul. Ferguson, who had an incredible performance last week, 184 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns in the win against Holy Spirit. That's his first Halton catch of this state final. 10-yard connection. Third down and 1 now in RBC territory. Depaul trying to march their way down the field. Good blocking, good patient running there by Brown. He gets it all the way down to the Red Bank Catholic 30. And here comes Depaul Catholic. Brown motioning over to his sideline. Feed me, get me more carries. He has been finding the most success out of any running back so far in the game. First down and 10 now for the Spartans. A good march here down the field to start off the second half. Touchdown would give them their first lead of the state final. Draw play. Hand it off to Brown, and Brown bowling balls his way down inside the 30 to the 29. 1-yard pickup there for Brown, as Brown will check off the field. We've seen that in a lot of players in these state finals here today. You can see all the paint that's being chipped off the helmets. All that contact throughout the year. We've seen that in the Red Bank Catholic team, of gold disappearing and just white showing. And that time on Tyler Brown's green helmet, a lot more white than green. Hand off to the near side, bouncing it off to the near side. It's Johnson. Johnson lassoed out of bounds, but not before he gets it inside the 15-yard line. We'll see if he'll be spotted just outside the 10-yard line or if it's going to be goal to go. Nick Campanelli really getting a sense of how to run his offense here in this opening drive of the second half. He's gone to 3 different running backs and also a big pass completion to get his #1 wide receiver involved. Best drive of the night right now for the Spartans, threatening for their first score. Ball is spotted just outside the 10 of the 11-yard line, so Depaul can pick up a first down without having to get it into the end zone. Here's a handoff to Brown. Brown reversing it, bouncing it to the far side. Plenty of green. Touchdown, Depaul Catholic. After the offense was shut out in the first half, they come out roaring out of the gates of halftime with a touchdown drive by Tyler Brown. An 11-yard touchdown run for the 5'10 senior. He took it initially to the near side, saw the hole open to the far side, and had plenty of green in front of him before racing into the end zone for the touchdown. For Brown, his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Depaul takes an 8-7 lead. They keep the offense on to go for 2 and try to extend their lead to 3. Grusser, shovel pass inside. That time denied. Entry was Tyler Brown. Red Bank Catholic holds there on the 2-point try. So the ball will settle for 6, but their first touchdown of the game. An 11-yard touchdown run by Tyler Brown. And Depaul, much like the beginning of this game for Red Bank Catholic, they score in their opening possession. This time of the second half, and for the first time tonight, our #4 ranked Spartans at Depaul Catholic have taken a lead over #9 Red Bank Catholic by a score of 8-7. Ball marching down the field effectively, using their whole stable of runners. Tyler Brown, Jaden Johnson, Anthony Almeida. Even had that pass across the middle of the field to Marshawn Ferguson for 10 yards. They had their way with the Red Bank Catholic defense after they were stymied in that first half by the Casey's. And now Red Bank Catholic facing a deficit for the first time here at MetLife. As Depaul set to kick this one away. The touchdown man, Brown, handling the kicking duties. It's going to be a short squib kick, and no chance of a return there after that initial return was fumbled. Not cleanly picking it up. Connor Wengiel was the man who was credited with the return. Number 32 in white there in the middle of your screen, and now the Casey's offense back to work. They had an impressive start to this game, marched down the field themselves, capped it off with a 33-yard touchdown pass from Alex Brown to Najee Rahman. But they went dormant after that. That's a credit to this Depaul defense, who produced 3 sacks in that first half and were pressuring Brown for the entirety of that first half of play. It'll be a handoff here for Red Bank Catholic, as they'll pick up a couple yards there on first down, as that's a handoff to Sabino Portela. Portela with 26 rushing yards in that first half, had a good opening drive. He's more of a power back. Over 1,000 rushing yards in his career, 15 rushing touchdowns for the 5'10", 175-pound junior. 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6 for RBC at their own 33, down by 1. Handoff now, taken to the near side. Short by about a yard, so it's going to be setting up after the Portela run there on 2nd down and 6, 3rd down and 1. Nevin Earl has been unblockable as one of the defensive ends. We've seen Quayer Price being accounted for, unofficially getting a sack on the play. Quayer Price is the one who's making a name for himself. He originally committed to Syracuse, dropped that commitment, committed recently to Greg Schiano after visiting Rutgers, and he's in line for potential Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year honors here in New Jersey. 3rd down and 1. Brown trying to find that hole. Depaul not giving an inch, makes the play. And there's the aforementioned Quayer Price. Rutgers getting a great one in number 5. The 6'3", 255-pound senior defensive end, combining in there with Nair Domney to make the stop in the backfield, and that is the second time in this game that Red Bank Catholic not able to pick up a 3rd and 1. 5 minutes gone by, and this game has flipped completely. A 7-2 lead at halftime for Red Bank Catholic has vanished. Now momentum starting to shift over to the Depaul Catholic sideline. They force the punt here on a 3-and-out for the Casey's. Again, they've blocked one punt already. It's going to be a fake across the middle of the field, and the pass is executed down the middle of the field as the up man threw it down the middle, and that's going to be a first down for Red Bank Catholic. Joe Diorio caught that pass, and they caught Depaul by surprise. A little razzle-dazzle there by RBC. Mike Lange in his second season as the head man at RBC, 14-3 overall record. He understood how this game was switching in momentum. Went for the trick play and then executed that. First down and 10, the drive kept alive now for Red Bank Catholic. Brown faking like he was going to drop back to pass. Instead, tucks it down, runs down the near sideline. Alex Brown, not really known for so much of his running. He has become a runner here in the postseason. That time he's trying to lull the defense to sleep, thinking he was just going to set and fire. Instead, he just tucked it down and maneuvered down that near sideline all the way down to the 30-yard line. Red Bank Catholic now in Depaul territory. Brown handing it off to Portella. Bounces off the first two would-be defenders. Could not spin away from a third. That is a hard hit being leveled there against the big Portella. Edward Connerin again making the stop from his secondary position. He's the leader of that secondary, especially without a Corey Lyde, who is the Wisconsin commit. He was lost for the majority of the season for Depaul back in the season opener. Tore his ACL against Cardinal Hayes on September 4th. He was the lockdown corner for the Spartans on the outside. Connerin is now taking that role in the safety position to lead this defense. Second down and 8. Brown trying to step up in the pocket again. He's going to tuck it and run. He's going to dive forward, and he's going to be marked just shy of the first down line. Needs to get it to the 20. Right now being marked maybe 2 yards shy. Here came that pressure again from Depaul. That time it was Howard who was trying to flush the quarterback out. Couldn't bring him down before Brown scrambled. 3rd down and 2 now for Red Bank Catholic. They've struggled on 3rd and short. And it looks like right now, again, the pressure, it's going to be short. Red Bank Catholic just cannot convert on 3rd and 1 in this game. That was 3rd and 2. Now it's going to bring up 4th and 1 deep into Depaul territory. These are the moments coming up on 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter of play. You want to win a state championship, you have to find a way, if you're Red Bank Catholic, to convert on a 4th and 1. You already converted once on 4th down on a fake punt pass. 4th down and 1 at the Depaul 21. Here's the handoff up the middle, just tripped forward and just got barely enough for the first down. With that initial contact, it looked like RBC might be just shy, but they fell head forward. Cooper getting enough. He had 14 rushing yards in the first half. Got a huge 1-yard pickup there. As you can see, the big offensive line, hands on the hips on a cold evening, trying to go to war here in the trenches with one of the best defensive fronts in New Jersey. First down and 10 for RBC inside the red zone at the Depaul 19. That time a handoff to Portella. High snap really short-circuited that opportunity of the play. Might have been even a loss of 1 on the play, as that's going to move the ball back to the 20-yard line. 1-point lead for Depaul Catholic, 8-7. Because of the winds and how it's been swirling around here, it's really tough, and especially with the tighter goalposts, the NFL regulation goalposts, which are not as wide as high school regulation. Field goal opportunities are going to be a lot to ask for here. On second down, there's the pressure. Brown escapes again. Brown running down the far side. He's knocked out a play late. Depaul was tempting the fates a couple of times on late hits that were never called. That time, clearly Brown was out of bounds before Conneran then hit him. And that's going to tack on another penalty here.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds on the defense.
That'll make it a first down after that scramble was going to be short on the play for Brown. It was going to set up a third down.
Hit out of bounds. That's half the distance. First down.
So with the first down secured, it's going to be first and goal for Red Bank Catholic. They're trying to respond with a touchdown drive of their own here in the third quarter after Depaul finally got their first touchdown of the game. Again, this drive kept alive because of a fake punt pass. Red Bank Catholic desperately trying to call for a timeout. They don't get the timeout granted. But on first and goal, Brown will roll it down to the near side as Red Bank Catholic had a couple of coaches were furious in screaming out their displeasure to why they couldn't get a timeout granted. It almost worked out in their favor as Brown took it down to the 2-yard line. Second and goal now for the Casey's from the Depaul Catholic 2-yard line. Trying to recapture the lead here at MetLife. 2:43 and counting left to go in the third. Handoff. Depaul stacking up and sending backwards. No gain on the play. Jair Price talking things over with an official after that play. He's that man. He's that brick wall inside number 5 in green. Where will Red Bank Catholic go with it? Third and goal from now just outside the 1. Brown stutter steps and runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Bank Catholic. Great play call there by the Casey's. Brown was just pumping his legs a bit and stutter stepped, and then just with everyone floating more to the left side, we see again, he faked the initial run to the left, ran back to the right, and into the blue-clad end zone with the name Giants marked in it. As the G-Men will have a home game played here this weekend as MetLife Stadium decked out in blue. This game, it's all about the green. Red Bank Catholic taking the lead back. They're going to go for 2. Across the middle, had a man, incomplete. Wide open, slanting across the middle was Rahman. So the 2-point try is unsuccessful. That would have given Red Bank Catholic a 7-point edge again. But the Casey's, because of their aggressive play call, going for it on a punt pass at midfield after Depaul had thought that they had stopped the Casey's 3 and out. The drive eventually ends with a touchdown. That was the missed opportunity on the 2-point try. Rahman upset. Could not come down with it on that slant pass, but the Depaul Catholic fans who were just raucous before, a little more quiet now. They're going to still know that there's plenty of time left in this one for their team. 2:11 left in the third quarter of play. But Red Bank Catholic and Depaul Catholic going back and forth with touchdown drives here in the third quarter of play. Gutsy play call for RBC. Again, the fake punt pass kept that drive alive and eventually found the end zone. Red Bank Catholics, Jake Jacobson putting it on the tee. The wind has died down in just the last couple of moments here, so he might be able to kick it without any help from a teammate. RBC leading again 13-8, and that time Jacobson boots that one long into the end zone for the touchback. Depaul Catholic will now take over first down and 10, trailing for the second time in this game by 5. NJ.com's award-winning staff of reporters and photojournalists are documenting this and every high school championship in New Jersey. Check in later today for in-depth coverage for photo galleries, recaps, and stats. Visit nj.com/hssports. Depaul sideline looking to their play sheets here for a second offensive drive to begin the second half. First one ended in a Tyler Brown touchdown run. Handoff is to number 22 again, and Brown this time scurries his way forward past the 20-yard line for a 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7 upcoming for Depaul. Depaul lost a heartbreaking defensive showdown earlier this season, as seen here on one of our NJ.com broadcasts at Caven Point. They lost a 10-7 game against St. Peter's Prep. The only other game they lost, 17-14 loss at Don Bosco. 2 losses by a combined 6 points in the season. Setting up the screen pass to the far side to Jaden Johnson. Johnson, hogtied out of bounds to the far side. Good play there in the open field by Red Bank Catholic. As Palmieri making that tackle again, Johnson is so dangerous in the open field. Palmieri doesn't make that play. Johnson could be running down the other way still. 3rd down and 3 now for Depaul Catholic. Ball spotted to the far hash mark of their own 27-yard line. Red Bank Catholic leading Depaul 13-8. To the near side, Johnson again going backwards to gain the edge. He gets tackled high out of bounds. It looks like it's going to be enough for a first down for Depaul, but that was dangerously close to maybe a horse collar and a high hit. Johnson a little gimpy there to get back to the course of play. We take a look. Johnson going backwards to better his angle. That was a high tackle up top. Red Bank Catholic's defense very fortunate that an additional 15 yards not added on to the end of that one. As Johnson will check off, and Nick Campanelli setting on fresh legs. Right now they're marking it short of the line too. 4th down. 4th and 1 for Depaul. And it looks like the offense staying on the field. So after that initial play, it looked clearly like he had picked up enough for the first. He's marked short. 4th down. And Depaul rolling the dice and paying it off. They went for it at their own 29-yard line with under a minute left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Campanelli, following the trend of his brothers Vito and Nick, and even his brother Anthony, who's now a coach with the Miami Dolphins. They've always been known for their aggressive play calling, just like from their father Mike. And there was no hesitation in that play call on 4th and 1 from his own 29. Nick Campanelli had the ball in the hands of Tyler Brown, and his senior pays off that confidence of the head coach with the run. Injury timeout on the field as the players down for Depaul being attended to. We'll take the timeout with them here with 48 seconds left in the 3rd on NJ. First down and 10 now for Depaul after the injury timeout. It's going to be a handoff again to Brown, and we'll get it up to the 35-yard line. A little pushing and shoving going on. This is what you come to expect. Everything's on the line here. Players know they're closing in on the end of a high school season. They're closing in on a potential state championship for many of these guys. Also, maybe their final time putting on a football helmet. Red Bank Catholic right now leading by 5, 13-8. Depaul's second offensive possession of the second half. Both teams have produced touchdown drives. Grusser, the sophomore quarterback in the game. Grusser trying to extend the play dangerously. Lobs it up in the middle of the field. It's knocked down, eventually ruled an incompletion. But that is not what you want to do. Momentum carrying Grusser to the near sideline, threw it back across his chest to the middle of the field with a ton of white-clad and gold-clad players in that general area. Depaul nearly came down with that play, as that will end as a simple incompletion to end the 3rd quarter. An exciting one developing here as we head to the 4th. Red Bank Catholic, number 9 in our NJ.com top 20, leads number 4 Depaul Catholic by a score of 13-8. Don't go anywhere, fans. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. The start of the 4th quarter here at MetLife Stadium. 3rd down and 7 facing Depaul. First play of the 4th quarter. Grusser rolling over to the near side. Completes the pass past the 40. And a savvy play there by the sophomore. on a 3rd and 7. Roll the pocket to the near side, completes the pass, and a big conversion there to James McDonough, number 80. And Depaul keeps the drive alive here to begin the 4th. Again, if you're just joining us, A.J. Rodriguez, number 14, the senior quarterback for Depaul Catholic, not in this game since the 2nd quarter. Patrick Grusser has come on in his stead. He has thrown 1 interception. Here's a handoff, knocked in the backfield. Johnson goes down. That play was blown up from the get-go. Didn't seem like it was a good handoff, and Johnson knocked backwards on the play. A loss on the play. 2nd down and 13. That time, look, Grusser ran into one of his linemen. It was trying to pull over to the near side. That was Angel Mercedes, the right guard. It was pulling to that near side. That broke up the timing, and Johnson knocked in the backfield. Johnson will come off the field now. 2nd and 13. Ward to Paul from their own 40-yard line. Just underway here in the 4th quarter. Grusser across the middle, connects near midfield, churning the legs forward, getting additional yardage. That's the first time that they've connected with their big tight end, the 6'4 junior, Jake Kucera. Kucera with his 20th reception of the season. Grusser now getting the play call from the far sideline. He'll venture back onto the field. Another 3rd down upcoming. This time 3rd and 3. Grusser just converted on a 3rd and 7 in the first play of the 4th quarter. Non-public B state title on the line here. Red Bank Catholic on defense. Depaul Catholic on offense. 3rd down and 3. Grusser flushed out of the pocket. Throws off his back foot. Has a man open down the field and nearly intercepted. Knocked out on the play by Jaden Haynes. McDonough was all by himself behind the defense, but because of Grusser's pass going high in the air, the wind knocked that one down. Grusser floating backwards, couldn't get all of his legs underneath it, and quite frankly, that should have been intercepted by Red Bank Catholic. Fortunate there are the Spartans of Depaul Catholic. That was as good as a punt as it just hung in the air, but Haynes couldn't come down with it. That new life gives a 4th down and 3 for Depaul's offense at midfield. Here's a little razzle-dazzle, trying the end around to the near side. Red Bank Catholic diagnosing it all the way. A tackle for a loss on the play, Michael Palmieri. And Red Bank Catholic takes over into Depaul territory with 9:55 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Take a look again at that last 4th down play. It was an end around given to Ferguson, the star wide receiver. He initially got contacted in the backfield there by Bruden. Bruden couldn't bring him down. Palmieri finishes it up, and Red Bank Catholic with a huge stop there on 4th down and 3. Now Red Bank Catholic trying to build on their 5-point lead, taking over 1st and 10 at the Depaul 42. Cutting across to the middle of the field now is going to be Portela. A helmet comes off one of the Depaul defenders. He'll have to sub off the field. As Depaul will now try to make their stand on defense. They have allowed 2 touchdowns in this game, 1 in the 1st quarter, 1 in the 3rd quarter. Red Bank Catholic leading 13-8, 9:40 left to go. Plenty of time remaining here in regulation, but RBC with an enormous stop just moments ago on a 4th and 3. Brown fires quickly over to the near side, completes the pass right in front of his near sideline to Rahman. And Rahman seems to be shy of the line to get by about a yard. They'll officially call it 3rd down and 2. Red Bank Catholic taking their time here before snapping the ball. 3rd down and 2. They've struggled on 3rd and shorts in this game, and Red Bank Catholic is going to be forced to use a timeout. 9:29 remaining here in the fourth quarter. There's the timeout taken by the Caseys. Today's broadcast, fans, presented by Rothman Orthopedics, the exclusive sponsor of NJ.com's New Jersey high school football coverage. And sponsor up for grabs in NJ.com's final top 20 for 2021. Once these championship games are in the books, the season-ending poll will be revealed on Tuesday, December 7th. To see who claims a coveted spot in the rankings, visit NJ.com/HSSports. Which one of these teams will potentially move their way up in the top 10 under the lights here at MetLife Stadium, where football is king? Number 9, Red Bank Catholic leading number 4, Depaul Catholic, 13-8. After the timeout, 3rd down and 2 for the Caseys. Hand off to the near right side, bowling their way forward inside the 30. It's Portella moving the chains here. Red Bank Catholic, a physical back there in that play. You could see the blood-stained shirt. He gets the salute as he checks off the field to the near side. A big conversion for the Caseys, as that will at least cost the ball a couple more minutes possibly in this game on this drive. Handoff up the middle. Depaul says no. Thrown out to the near side. John Viata making the play over to the near side. As again, Cooper, who like his teammate Alex Brown in the middle of the screen there, number 5, came from Mater Dei. Mater Dei, who played here against Red Bank Catholic in 2018, lost. Mater Dei defeated DePaul Catholic in the playoffs in Wayne to get to MetLife. They ended their football program. Red Bank Catholic benefited with those new players in their program. As that's a quick hitter over to the far side, getting down to the 25-yard line. So Cooper and Brown trying to win their first ring here today as part of Red Bank Catholic. Both transfers coming into RBC as seniors. 3rd down and 6 now upcoming for Red Bank Catholic of the DePaul 25. Coming up on 4 minutes gone by here in the fourth quarter. Dan Long, so glad that he could join us. Honored to be on the call for this one. An exciting finish after a great first day of championship action here at MetLife. Little miscommunication going on for Red Bank Catholic, and Red Bank Catholic is going to be forced to use a second timeout in just the last couple of plays on this drive. You sense the urgency on this drive in the game, and it's almost at this point you feel like you got to pay this off with some points then if you're going to use 2 of your timeouts in the second half. They are now down to 1 final timeout remaining. It's going to be a 3rd down and 6 from the DePaul 25-yard line. As DePaul trying to go over everything defensively. This is a defense that has been allowing only 8 points a game during the playoffs. For the season, 7.3 points allowed. The offense has scored only 1 touchdown here today against Red Bank Catholic, is trying to extend their 5-point lead. Brown rolls it from the far side to the near side, tried to drop it off, and that actually might work out better for Red Bank Catholic that they didn't complete that pass. That was thrown at the feet of Harmon as they were trying to set up a screen pass to the near side. DePaul was there in droves. Would have made a play in the backfield most likely. As you see right there. Once again, Nevin Earl has been playing a whale of a ball game. Was out in space in coverage down the field with shedding by the offensive tackle trying to make that block down the field. So it's kind of no man's land, especially with the wind swirling here. You got to go for it. 4th and 6 now for Red Bank Catholic. DePaul trying to make a stand. Trying to bow their backs on defense. Brown fires that one deep. And that's well wide of the intended target. He had the arm strength in the wind, but not the accuracy that time. And DePaul stands tall on defense. Domney with the coverage. Turnover on downs gives the ball back to the Spartans. Still trailing by only 5 with 7:37 left to go here in the fourth quarter. So both teams on their last offensive possessions turning it over on downs. Who will blink last Here's the opportunity. Depaul bringing it up the field out to the 40-yard line. Jaden Johnson again. I know Tyler Brown has been an effective runner and he's been producing. He's scored the lone touchdown. But Jaden Johnson is that one type of player right now in the Depaul roster outside of the wide receiver Marshawn Ferguson where you hold your breath if you're a fan of the opposing side whenever he touches it because he can go in an instant. Hand off again, and that time betrayed by his own footwear. Lost his balance was Johnson. He was trying to make a diagonal cut on the turf. Lost his balance and fell down. 2nd down and 4, 5 minutes gone by. As that time, again, Johnson just lost his own balance. Furious with himself there. 2nd down and 4 for the Spartans, shy of midfield. Again, it's going to be a heavy dose of number 24 as he is thrown back viciously. Right at the line to get. He needed to get to midfield. Johnson, not the biggest of builds. He was wrapped up and thrown down. That would have been a 2-point takedown in wrestling. Let's take a look again. Johnson right up the middle, spun around initially and then just brought down, thrown down there. John Cooper. Cooper is entertaining interest from the likes of Navy, Richmond, and UMass. That linebacker making the stop. Johnson seems to be okay, just getting a breather on that far sideline. 1st down and 10 for Depaul at midfield. Now Brown back into the game, and Brown is brought down in the backfield for a loss. Bauman making the play off the edge. Alex Bauman, who leads the team with 15 tackles for a loss on the season, has gotten close to a couple of TFLs here today. That time finally wrapped up and threw Brown backwards. Loss of 3, 2nd down and 13 upcoming for Depaul. As we reach past the midway point of the 4th quarter. Anybody's ball game here in the non-public B final. Toss off to Ferguson in space to the near side, and Ferguson jets his way out of bounds to the near sideline. And now it's going to be setting up a 3rd and long situation as Ferguson got those yards that Brown lost on 1st down back. 3rd down and 10. They've just not been able to free up Ferguson down the field vertically. Outside of one pass for 10 yards back in the first drive of the 3rd quarter, Ferguson really has not been effective. Credit to the defensive game plan here for Red Bank Catholic. 3rd down and 10 for Depaul at midfield. RBC faithful getting loud. Grusser scrambling. Grusser looking for an outlet. Drops it down to the near side. Toe tapping. And did they complete the catch? Red Bank Catholic sideline saying incomplete. And right now it looks like one of the officials is spotting it. There is instant replay available here in this game. Let's take a look again at our angle. Toss over to the near side. Brown skied high, had the possession there. Did he complete the transfer? No, it looks like he dropped it. Right now it's being spotted as it was a catch. That would have been a gain of 4 yards, 4th and 6 right now on the board. And now it looks like the referee might be overruling. We'll see if they're going to mark this back as an incompletion. So they're saying no catch, and that is the right call. Initially, it was being spotted on the field as a 4-yard gain. Again, Tyler Brown made the catch, had the feet in bounds, but when he was getting knocked away, you'll see, came down with it, did not secure it with the football move. That got dislodged from behind. Despite the protests of the Depaul faithful across from us at the press box, that is the correct call. 4th down and 10 on the incomplete pass on 3rd and 10. Grusser alone in the backfield, now joined alongside by Ferguson. Grusser being forced to run with it. He spins away. He's going to be marked well shy of the lines again. And another turnover on downs produced by the Red Bank Catholic defense. Back-to-back drives where the sophomore quarterback for Depaul Catholic, number 12, Patrick Grusser, is just being forced to try to make decisions quicker than he wanted. Was forced to step up in the pocket there after the edge blitzer by RBC and eventually brought down on the play by Gruden. Ungba forced that initial pressure to step up in the pocket. First down and 10 for Red Bank Catholic. This has the feeling of another touchdown is scored here. That might be the deciding winning score. Red Bank Catholic leading by 5, still within striking range and distance for Depaul Catholic. Their defense trying to desperately keep them in this game. They cannot afford to give Red Bank Catholic another score in this game based on how RBC's defense has been playing against the Depaul Catholic offense. Time ticking down, now under 5 minutes left to go. Second down and 10 after no gain on first down, just shy of midfield for Red Bank Catholic, their own 48. Brown handing it off right up the gut. There goes Portella. Portella gets it past midfield into DePaul territory at the Spartan 45-yard line. 3rd and 3 upcoming for RBC. Both these coaches have had gutsy play calls in this game. They have been aggressive. They've been going after the game, not just playing conservatively. If they don't pick up the first down here, does Red Bank Catholic think about going for it? Or do they play field position? 3rd down and 3, keeping the balance, and don't have to worry about that decision. First down in the play for the Casey's. Portella put his hand on the turf to keep himself upright, and in doing so, that got him that additional yard at the end to make sure that he got enough for the first down on 3rd and 3. Under 4 minutes now left to go here in the fourth quarter. 5-point lead for Red Bank Catholic. Red Bank Catholic trying to knock off a North Jersey foe for the first time in a state final since the 2014 win over the Delbarton Green Wave. And off to the near side. Out to the 40-yard line, and quickly whistles sound as it looks like it's going to be a timeout taken. Again, Red Bank Catholic 10-1 on the season. Their lone defeat coming against another short conference power, Donovan Catholic, who plays in the non-public A ranks. Other than that, they've been brilliant this season. 10 wins on the year for the Casey's. But this would be the statement victory to try to take down a state power in Depaul Catholic, a team that has played against the big boys in northern New Jersey all season long. They've taken on the likes of Don Bosco Prep, who we'll see here against Bergen Catholic in the final tomorrow. They've taken on Bosco and St. Peter's Prep and St. Joseph Regional, Seton Hall Prep. They went 5-2 in 7 matchups against non-public A opponents. They were the top seed in this bracket, marched their way easily here to MetLife. And now taking on Red Bank Catholic. We're trying to end a championship season here with a win against the Spartans. 2nd down and 8 after the timeout by DePaul. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Brown will run it to the far side, try to hold on to possession as Quair Price makes the stop. Signaled like it was going to be for 4th down. Instead, it's going to be 3rd down. Another timeout taken by DePaul as Red Bank Catholic certainly going to be trying to just run a little more time and try to force DePaul to make a couple more timeouts. This game, certainly, fans, is far from being over. A 5-point game. Red Bank Catholic holding on. Red Bank Catholic opened up the scoring in this game, driving down the field, taking a 7-0 lead on the opening possession of the first quarter. DePaul Catholic would score only 2 points in the first half on a blocked punt that went out of the back of the end zone for a safety. DePaul opened up a great scoring drive to begin the third quarter. They took their first lead of the game at 8-7. Red Bank Catholic answered after a fake punt on an opening drive in the third quarter, cashed in with a touchdown of their own. 3rd down and 10. Brown over to the near side. Brown stacked up on the play as the play will finally be whistled to a conclusion. As the time will tick down. As Depaul not electing to use their third and final timeout. 4th down and 8 here for Red Bank Catholic of the Depaul 39, and you have to expect that Red Bank Catholic might try to take as much time as possible off the clock, maybe even take a delay of game penalty to give themselves a little more space to then execute this punt and try to down Depaul deep in its own end. The concern there for Mike Lange is you've already had one punt blocked here tonight by Depaul. Another punt here could flip the momentum in the game. Bobbled snap here, and originally by the punter. He skies it straight up in the air. We'll see it'll take an RBC roll, and it does just initially there, but a short kick. Jacobson, who's the kicker, bobbled that initial snap back to him, but there were no punt rushers coming down the gates, and now here it comes. This game, which is so tense throughout, all the fans assembled here have been enjoying a good one. 2:13 remaining. Depaul Catholic trailing 13-8. Trying to finish off a championship season. In this, the first year they're being led by Nick Campanelli. Sophomore quarterback Patrick Grusser, who's been leading the offense since the second quarter, trying to engineer a go-ahead drive. Grusser in the pocket, throws across the middle, has a man, completes it past midfield into RBC territory to his #1 target, Marshawn Ferguson. Ferguson's biggest play of the night. Clean pocket for the sophomore, throws down the field, and Ferguson, Marshawn Ferguson Jr. with the biggest catch of the night. Under 2 minutes left, 1st down and 10 for Depaul. In Red Bank Catholic territory at the KC 45, down by 5. Grusser, again all the time in the world, will just pull it down and run. Makes 2 men miss, and finally is brought down at around the 40-yard line. Tackle there by Cooper. Nice run up the field, though, by the sophomore QB. 2 Red Bank Catholic defenders hobbled on the field after that play, as they'll have to be attended to. It might be a case of cramps as both players trying to extend their legs, and looks like that'll be the case. 1:29 remaining. We'll take the injury timeout here on the field. It's Depaul trying to rally late on NJ.com. After the injury timeout, 2nd down and 4 for Depaul. The Red Bank Catholic 39, 1:20 and counting. Left to go in the 4th quarter. Wide open to the far side is Ferguson. How do you leave him uncovered? The magic man on the outside, the senior wideout who leads the team in all receiving categories. Coming up huge when it matters the most. 1st down for the Spartans of Depaul Catholic at the Red Bank Catholic 29-yard line. Depaul trying to rally here late. Fans on both sides standing here in the seats. Grusser trying to be the hero here as a sophomore. The backup QB. Dropping it off, deflected straight up in the air. Grusser catches his own deflection. And in doing so, that'll keep the clock going. 1 minute and counting left to go here in the 4th quarter. What an exciting finish to the 2021 non-public B state final. As we take a look again at that last play, Grusser caught his own deflection, got knocked down. And now there's an injured player on the far side of the field as well for Depaul Catholic. And it's the quarterback, number 12, Patrick Grusser. And if Grusser goes out injured, who's going to come in to play QB late in the game for Depaul? Again, we have not seen A.J. Rodriguez at all. That's the quarterback. Now Grusser, at least for one play, has to come off the field. He might have gotten the wind knocked out of him, but again, by rule, because it was an injury timeout, it's now going to be an opportunity here for another quarterback. Going deep into the depth chart now. Looks like it's Zachary Zambardi, who's the punter, the senior coming into this play. 2nd down and 15 for Depaul. 39 seconds left. Zambardi flush, steps up, takes the tackle, gains 1 yard at most. Depaul with 1 timeout remaining. 30 seconds left. 3rd down and 14. They're not taking the timeout. 3rd and 14 for Depaul at the Red Bank Catholic 33-yard line. Down by 5. Grusser back into the game. Time running out. A lot of time coming off. Depaul setting up the screen pass to the far side. Cutting back in the field. Brown in the field to play. The time will tick down, and Depaul is going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout with 7 seconds remaining and a 4th and 11 coming up. Brown would have been better suited to just take that out of bounds to the far side. Would have saved the timeout, stopped the clock. Bauman brought the pressure there, dropped it off for Brown. Brown could not get out of bounds. That time, it was Bauman who made the tackle, pushing Brown down to the turf, as McPherson brought the initial penetration into the face of Grusser. So it comes down to this. 4th down and 11 for Depaul at the Red Bank Catholic 30-yard line. Do you go for the downs here or try a quick hitter, get the 1st down, and make it a much more manageable try for the end zone? Everyone standing here at MetLife. What a finish. 7 seconds left. 4th down and 11. Depaul trying to finish this one off, coming from behind. Grusser takes the time, looks to go deep into the end zone, tipped up, incomplete. And that will end the game, and Red Bank Catholic will hold on to win the 2021 Non-Public B Championship. What a chaotic finish to that game. As there's an injured Casey in the end zone, writhing in pain, but that pain will certainly turn to joy rather soon. That was a jump ball finish in the corner of the end zone. Deflected up, hung in the air as we take a look at the final play from scrimmage. Good protection there by the offensive line. Grusser was allowed the time to throw down the field. It was a jump ball. Depaul got a player's hand on it. Then even on the carom there, nearly deflected close to Desi Jones. He couldn't make a play on it. Neither could a teammate, Kucera, and that will end the game, and Red Bank Catholic will hold on to secure the state title in a 13-8 instant classic here at MetLife Stadium. What a ball game between two evenly matched sides. Red Bank Catholic will finish their season 11-1 and will bring home their 8th state championship in school history. And Depaul Catholic will end a fine debut season for Nick Campanelli at 9-3 on the season. Runners-up here at MetLife for the 2nd time in program history. So an instant classic for our 3rd and final game of this opening day of coverage here under the lights at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Red Bank Catholic victorious. They are your 2021 non-public B state champions. A reminder, fans, to join us for 2 more games here from MetLife tomorrow, as Caldwell will take on Jefferson for the North Group 2 Regional Championship. And then at 2 p.m., Bergen Catholic, Don Bosco Prep 1 versus 2 for the non-public A state crown. That's a 2 p.m. kickoff. Again, here on NJ.com. So, wow, what a finish here from MetLife Stadium. Thank you so much, fans, for tuning in. Thank you to Ben Talbot and his outstanding broadcast crew bringing you everything here. I'm Dan Long, and trying to catch my breath. Red Bank Catholic, your 2021 non-public B state champs. Take care, everybody.
When the brackets were drawn up in non-public B, this is the matchup everyone wanted to see. Depaul Catholic with their vaunted defense taking on Red Bank Catholic. The Caseys hoping they can prove that they can hang with one of the best teams in New Jersey. It's all on the line for the non-public B state championship here at MetLife Stadium. Alex Brown has played inspired football in the postseason. and it continued on the biggest stage. Opening drive, 3rd and 9 for the 33. It's Brown over the middle to Najee Rahman. He missed 2 games with a high ankle sprain, but he's feeling great at MetLife. The Casey's jump out to an early 7-0 lead. Later in the first, Depaul brings the heat. Jeremy Lopez blocks the punt out of the end zone. That's a safety. The Spartans are on the board. It's a 7-2 game at the end of 1. Depaul starting QB A.J. Rodriguez was an early first quarter exit due to a concussion. Sophomore Patrick Grusser on in relief. This pass is picked off by Sabino Portela. The Casey's linebacker picks up 28 yards on the INT. But Depaul's defense would lock down the rest of the half. This is Matt Huliev on the QB sack. At the half, we've got a defensive tussle. The Casey's still in front, 7-2. Opening drive of the third. Depaul goes 71 yards in 8 plays, capped off by Tyler Brown from 11 yards out. The 2-point conversion is stopped. Depaul Catholic takes an 8-7 lead. Biggest play of the game right here. 4th and 3 from their own 36. RBC isn't punting. It's a fake. Portela with a wobbler to Joe DiOrio. It gets the job done. And the Casey's get a huge spark from the trickery. Brown had difficulty passing after the opening drive, but he showed off his wheels. Look at QB1 go. 22 yards, the Casey's are on the move. A 14-play, 71-yard drive capped off by who else? Alex Brown. A 2-yard touchdown run. At the end of 3, RBC with a 13-8 lead. 4th down for Depaul near midfield. The Spartans try a reverse. Michael Palmieri stays home, comes off the block and makes the stop. That's a turnover on downs, and the Casey's faithful loves it. Then another 4th down. Grusser looking to keep a drive alive. Devin Bruton is there to make a critical 4th down stop for the Casey's D. How about Devin Bruton with 18 tackles in the state championship? Depaul gets one more chance to win the title. They need to go 64 yards in just over 2 minutes. Grusser gets going. Over the middle, he hits Marshawn Ferguson. The Spartans near midfield, they drive it down to the 30-yard line. So with 7 seconds left, Depaul Catholic gets one chance to win a state championship. Grusser has time. He throws it into the end zone, and that's Alex Brown who bats the pass away. It's only fitting that the Casey's inspired leader makes the clinching play to give Red Bank Catholic a non-public B state championship. This was New Jersey high school football at its finest. 13-8 is your final. Depaul Catholic's defense lived up to its lofty billing, but it was RBC's defense that made a name for itself with a sensational effort, especially in the 4th quarter with the championship on the line. Alex Brown's story is well documented. The RBC quarterback lost his mother to cancer just prior to the start of the state playoffs. He honored Mama Brown with 3 incredible performances. Our post-game coverage begins with the senior quarterback.
Summer, we did it for her, we did it for our loved ones, we did it for our coaches, we did it for our fans, we did it for everyone. I'm so proud of this team. I love this team so much, and let's go. Get that ring on our fingers, and I'm hyped up. I pray to her every day. I pray to her before every game, and obviously she's with us on this ride because this is the craziest journey I've ever been a part of.
The chemistry we all had. I don't care about my playmaking skills. I care about the chemistry we had as a team, and there's nothing like it.
They always talk about the Big North, and our coach always tells us that's BS. You know, everybody puts on a jersey like us in New Jersey. It's New Jersey football. There's no Big North, Central. It's none of that, and we proved it.
We went through a roller coaster of emotions this season, going through some hardships, and we came back. We prospered. We came out. We were determined, and we got the win. We did it for Mama Brown.
You know, they worked so hard to get to this point from where we came from, what last year was, to now to have this culminate into a state champion. I'm just proud for our kids, the program, the RBC community. It's just been an awesome ride.
From MetLife Stadium, I'm Rich Krampanis for JerseySportsZone.com.